Oh yeah, the mashed potatoes. I don't have mashed potatoes. I drank the gravy without eating mashed potatoes. What the hell? Right. Well, I guess we need to put all this food in the fridge. I'll finish off the gravy. Awesome. Let's get it again for Christmas. Now we can do it again for Christmas. Yes. You told the dog to do that. Who throws bandages in here without the window? No. That's harmless. Exactly. What is it to clean the floor? Is it bleach and a mop? Wax and a mop. What bleach? Is it clean?
Okay, we're trying this again. I figured it out once Crazy got home. Apparently, our internet went out, and so we have like a backup internet for like when the power or like when the regular internet goes out. But it's really meant just to like, make sure you can text or send email. It's not like meant to stream on. I didn't realize that though, so I didn't know. That being said, we're gonna try to do this dragon. I marked like where the center was because it wasn't 0 0, it was like 34 and 32. So I did mark where 0 is, but I don't know how great this is gonna be. Um so I think I'm going to do like the screen capture thingy and try to open it in paint. But I gotta control. Where are you? Oh no, it's function. Print screen. And then open paint. Doo, doo, doo. Oh, there's paint. I left it up there. Sorry. Again, I didn't think about doing this before. That's Oop, there we go, I guess. Save dragon. Okay, are we seeming like continuous? I'm not like skipping. No, it looks like it's going good. Okay, so we're gonna try this again. I got this sparkly fabric, and we're gonna do this dragon, and hopefully it turns out good. So it's black first, and I copy pasted it into paint so I could mark things off. But yes, apparently earlier our internet would like Carrot said like when I first noticed it, Carrot was like, no, all of the internet or all of Twitch did it because it was like he said even like the homes thing worked. But then I couldn't get it to go back. So I guess our internet went out and our backup like storm internet ready picked up, but I didn't know that. So that's why I couldn't get it to work earlier, even when I gave it like a break and tried to come back later. But this project is part of the Stitch Along in Carrot, Cleric, and Steel's sorry in Carrot, Cleric, and Steel's that didn't work. I guess brushes is what I want. Because I want like a marker. That is way big. But that'll work. Okay. Um, so this was everybody threw a couple pictures in there or like patterns they found that were simple and free, and this was the one I stuck in, and then it got voted as the one we chose. So that was kind of cool. And everybody's doing it at their own pace and kind of doing their thing. So everybody bought their own materials, and it takes as long to do as it takes you to do. Like I said, I intended to do this earlier, but things got a little wonky. I got this kind of like it's got like glittery reflective thread sewn through, like weaved into the fabric. So I thought that it would give it, a neat little look. This is not quite doing what I want, but whatever. So this is a 6-inch hoop that I have on here, and I think it should do the whole pattern. I think, if I calculated right, which I probably didn't. So, and this is 14 count Ada. If you would like to join in, I can get the Discord link. Why is this not doing what I want? I'm trying to get it to like where I just kind of click. But it only wants to work if I drag. I don't remember what I used last time. But the first half of my stream, I built the Hogwarts Castle boathouse. And then the plan was to go into this for the rest of the time. But that did not pan out.
So I don't think you remove the window because then you have nothing. You might have to remove the bars.
That's not doing what I wanted. Oh, there we go. When I went back and chose back to the previous whatever marker I had on, I guess I chose a different brush. But I used to cross stitch a long time ago, and then I kind of, I don't know, got bored with it, went on to a different hobby, and now I'm back to this hobby thanks to Carrot. But on the bright side, I didn't really need to buy much because I had a lot of cross stitching stuff. So since it's our first stitch along, we opted for a small, easy pattern with not a lot of color changes. This one has about 10 different colors, and I think it's like 65 by, I don't know, roughly 65 stitches. So it's not very big. That way, if they are beginners, like never cross stitched before, then it shouldn't be in theory too hard.
I thought you just had painted glass you was gonna put in.
But hopefully everyone had a good day and you know you enjoyed yourself, work wasn't too strenuous, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Every people do their projects differently. I always find the center and go from there. Some people just kind of roughly start like 3 or 4 inches in from like the top and the side, and they're like, okay, this is the first stop, and they just go. um there's not necessarily a right or a wrong, it's just whatever works for you. I have always done the start in the middle and work your way out.
It's 3 or 4.
Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the first stitch along I've ever done. So it's a little, new thing to me too. I've always just picked a pattern and just gone with it. So, which this will still kind of be that way, but it'll be kind of like an introductory to maybe like how a stitch along would go, like kind of give you an idea, because I know usually for like stitch along, sew alongs, they're like, okay, do this part today and then do that part this day, and between this week and next week do this much. So we're not doing that this time just because the pattern isn't very big, but people are either gonna work on it on their streams if they're streamers, or like just keep everybody up to date on it in their discords. I'm going to try to work on it only during stream, that way you guys kind of see the progress, because usually I start mine in stream or I start off stream and just work on it intermittently just whenever. But I'm gonna try to only do this one on stream and keep it up like in Discord. So
Bleach, pipes, wire, what else?
like I said, I've cross stitched for quite a while, but I mean, by no means am I an expert. I don't do the fancy stitches or anything. So welcome in, Kevin. I got I figured out what was wrong with my crap. Apparently we had no internet. But because we have like a backup internet called Storm Ready for like if just the internet goes down essentially. Um it was up so I didn't really lose internet, but it's not meant to be like streaming internet. It's just like enough to send messages and like keep your cell phone with Wi-Fi instead of having to use, you know, digital or data, whatever you want to call it. So I wasn't really on the like I didn't really have internet to stream. So I was telling Crazy when he came home from work, I was like, listen, I don't know what is going on. And he was like, oh, I got a message at like 1:30 that we lost internet and the Storm Ready picked up and it didn't come back on till like 4 o'clock. So it was just, I didn't know. I freaked out. I restarted the router. I restarted my computer. I was like, something is going on. I don't understand. But this is my sparkly fabric I got for the stitch along. You can see it a little bit better now that it's in the hoop. It's just like little glittery pieces like woven with the fabric. Oh my god. Someone just gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you, Anonymous. Kevin got a sub. Peanut Butters got a Oxy Blanc, Oxy Black 23, Noon Veil 12, Testing Time. Yeah, I thought it would give the pattern just a little something. And it wasn't bad. Yes, hello Anonymous. Thank you so much, Anonymous. Um I thought it would give the project just a little something. And it wasn't too badly priced. I got this package. It's 19 inches by 28 inches for I want to say like right around $10. It wasn't a crazy amount, like maybe 15. Welcome in, Aloha. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you are doing well. Thank you for the biddies, Crazy. Oh my god, we're having hype train too. Oh, making me nervous. We are working on this cross stitch. I was streaming earlier, but the internet had other plans. So I didn't know what was going on. I had to wait till my husband got home and ask him and be like, I did all the things I could think of. And then I realized we our internet went out and our backup internet came on. And need them emotes. Oh my god, I got one of the best emotes from a hype train I've seen. It's a little balloon dog and it poops and then walks up close and like disappears. But essentially it poops on your on the stream. It's let me find it. I love it. It is appropriate for all the things. It poops. There it is. It poops. I don't know why I am so like, yay, it's a poop emote. But yes, so I came back on after dinner to try to get to finish essentially the rest of my stream. We built the Hogwarts boathouse earlier, which was a small set. It was only like 350 pieces, but I did it with the intention that I would then finish out the stream with this cross stitching. But you know, the internet has other had other plans. But welcome in, Aloha Crawl. Aloha Crawl is a fantastic man. He's so kind and nice, and totally the opposite of me. Um, thank you for the lurky lurk.
Well, I was going to take one of the semis we had pallets for pipes and lots of storage. I don't know what else we wanted to take.
And earlier we were talking about that is all right. That's lurking. I have people up in the background while I do all kinds of stuff. It counts. I count it. You are tuned in. That's all I care about. I don't care what you I just appreciate because you don't have to bring me up. You could bring somebody up or no one up. So I'm appreciative that you chose to bring me up. Earlier we were talking about how we need to have a channel where we just like drop ideas in it because and like talk about ideas, like maybe help flush out how to like execute an idea we have or things like that. Because I don't know. I am so like I have a plan. This is what we're doing. It's happening everywhere else in my life except for the damn stream. And there I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Will people like this? Should I do this? And all I do is second guess myself. And Carrot was like, we should just make a channel in the Discord where we just drop ideas. Like, you don't even have to be a streamer to drop an idea in there. Just be like, hey, have you guys thought about this? You know, kind of a thing. Or we'd like to see this. Some place to just talk about ideas. Because, as I said before, realistically, I know there's very little individuality that you can have in your stream that like somebody else isn't doing it too. Ooh, what did we get in the hypey chest? A laughing kitty. I think it's a kitty. It always just says a gift. Oh, a good one. Yeah, like a joke. A fox or a kitty, not a bear because it's got pointy ears. But well, I know that, and then I also understand that you make it your own, even if you're doing the same thing someone else is doing. I still feel like, like, oh, they just saw that on so and so stream. They're not, I'm just doing the same thing.
I'm not 100% sure what this house, where houses are.
So I don't know. I always feel like I never know what to do on stream
Oh, those are the
or if people are like, I see that everywhere. I wish somebody would do something different. I was also talking about welcome in, Alex. Congrats on second. We Crazy helped me figure out what was wrong with the stream. It was that I didn't have internet. Welcome in, Alfred. I hope you are doing well. It turned out I didn't actually have internet earlier. Like I did, but I didn't. That's all right. That happens sometimes. I don't generally stream at night, so that's probably why too. Um, we have like a backup internet that picks up if the regular internet goes out. So you have internet, but you don't have internet, and that's what happened earlier. I had. I mean, you really should go to bed. It's late, but your minion is still on summer break. So if you want to stay up late, that's your business. Well, I'm sorry you haven't been doing well, or, you know, however you want to put that. I don't want to say bad, but like, I feel like sometimes I could be doing better as well.
I was turning on the radio and ran into a tree.
My husband likes to say when people ask him how he is, he goes, well, I'm not dead yet, so I guess good. But yeah, I typically don't stream at night. That's why you may not see me all that often, or you may have had stuff going on in your life, and so you weren't really on Twitch. Either way, I am happy to see you. I attempted to do my nails today, but they weren't very long, so some of them you barely see any of the like little colored tip because these are like those little They're like stickers you put on, and when you put them underneath the UV light, they cure hard. So you only see little bits. I mean, like I said, Alex, you should totally go to bed, but I'm not your mom. I'm going to tell you what to do. You're a big girl. You decide when you go to bed. This week will be the last week that I'm at like the noon time slot. And next week, like starting next Tuesday, I'm going to have to move it a little bit earlier back to the as I like to call during the school year time, which is usually just an hour earlier, like 11. I feel you, Alex. Um, because the minions start school next Tuesday, so pick up lines and such. At least until fantasy gets her like extracurricular schedule, like settled which day they're on and things like that. Um, and that usually doesn't happen till September, so for the next couple weeks I'll definitely be on like 11 to 2. So Alex, I know heat works for me, but I know it also doesn't work for everybody. I can't do cold. Like very rarely can I stand like the cold, like ice packs. It's also blocked, and I have to mouth breathe because I went to my mom's early, and so the allergies are in full swing. I feel like that anytime anybody mows the grass near me, I'm like, no doors, no windows, no nothing can be open if somebody's mowing the lawn. I will literally die. Dang, pollen wants to kill me. But yeah, so I very rarely can do like the ice pack. I need heat. I don't know how it is for you though, Alex. So this is supposed to be roughly like kind of the wing, and then we go underneath the chin, and then this is the chest. Some things you just have to be like, you know what? It's gonna make me feel like I'm literally dying, but I'm gonna do it anyway. 3 people in my house are lactose intolerant. Do you think that stops them from eating ice cream? Not one bit. Okay, 2 more and then a diagonal. Come on, find the hole. That's what she said. And technically, Fantasy and Crazy are allergic to cats. Our last cat, Fantasy was less allergic to. Like once the cat lived in the house for a little bit, she was fine. But then like other cats, she would be like, no, she would get all kind of like puffy eyed. And Crazy would have to wash his hands as soon as he touched the cat because if not, and he rubbed his eyes, it would be horrible. But um, Noodle must have like a different kind of dander because she doesn't bug either one of their allergies. So it's literally my whole body there. So I don't think heat or cold would help. No apology. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So three more, yeah. But I definitely understand. Sometimes everything like waist down, both legs are just like, just cut it all off. I don't need it, right? Like, I don't need a lower half. I'll just be a stump in a seat. Usually, though, my medicine keeps it pretty much in check. It's like some days you get out of your routine and then you forget to take the meds, or the weather, when the weather's really wonky, then it's bad. I can't cover your whole body in easy. True, fair enough. Um, or if I like do too much, then like the next couple days it's bad. But God forbid two of those things happen at the same time. Yeah, there's no way I could survive on just ibuprofen. I would go a little wonky. Though it did take me many years for them to like acknowledge that it wasn't just like something I was making up, or that I wasn't just like making the pain up to get medicine. Like it wasn't all in my head. Come on. Oh, dang. Bad needle. Come on. Oh, does it? The one medicine I take is supposed to be like a supercharged ibuprofen mixed with anti-inflammatories, and then the other one's a nerve block. So, although sometimes that nerve block, like, I'm like, I know it's supposed to dull the pain because it's supposed to turn like your nerve receptors off so they don't like talk to each other. Basically, the way they explained it is like it's supposed to effectively like put a cap on your nerve so they can't talk to each other, and because they're not sending and receiving the pain through the nerve, like it's supposed to not, like you're not supposed to feel it. But I'm not sure that's really how that works, because sometimes it just doesn't. You're like, yes, I still feel that 100%. I did not pick black first because I wanted to like do the outline. It was literally three of the four blocks around the center, so I just went with it. Yeah. Well, it's supposed to have like Tylenol or something in it, like some kind of like pain reliever and an anti-inflammatory like mixed together, like supercharged. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't do anything though. It was a long time ago that they explained it to me because I've been on it for like 8 years or something like that. And I know in that 8 years, lots more drugs have come onto the market that might be better. But I'm not sure I want to mess with a system that I know at least sometimes works. Works for the most part as long as I don't do anything too strenuous or the weather isn't too bad. So I was starting to get worried because the boy still hadn't got a schedule. Like he had no schedule for school. Their little platform they used didn't have anything for him. And they upgraded their what they call OLS, which is online learning system. They had, upgraded the website or whatever. And I was like, "Oh man, please tell me his didn't get like something, something wonky because of the upgraded system." No, they were just taking a while, I guess, to do like the high school kids. But it finally popped up like Sunday night, I want to say. And it looks so funny because it's like a mishmash of two grades because he took the computer class they need to graduate last year, which was a ninth grade class he took as an eighth grader, and plus he took ninth grade math as an eighth grader. So he's got like the next level computer class because he wants to keep going with computers, and the next like 10th grade math of the math and computer, and then ninth grade everything else. And I was like, it looks so very weird, but whatever. We're just gonna roll with it. Right? As long as he's being challenged and getting the work done, I don't care. Oh, we're gonna hit the rim. I was hoping to avoid that. I may move it over, like unhoop it and move it over just a smidgen to get that. We'll see how close we get. It's the drawback of having a circle hoop instead of a square hoop, and I have seen square hoops. I'm tempted, but I have so many of these circle hoops. I'm like, do I really want to like buy them all again in in square form? Okay, that's what we'll do. Because I don't want. We just need to move it over a smidgen. And maybe not over so much as like up. Okay, that's where you were. Like keep it the same width, but kind of just move it up. I am also kind of tempted to see if it would just fit another way. So let's see. I know that's not like in, but I want to try to count. So one more over. I think that'll work. Just that little bit out. But hopefully everybody's day went okay. We know how mine went a little wonky. Tomorrow, I'm helping Crazy's coworker and our friend. His parents are coming home from the hospital tomorrow, and so he needs to drive like their minivan so it'll hold his mom's wheelchair and stuff, and then take them home. But then he won't have a car. So I said, totally selflessly, it doesn't matter that the bookstore I like is up there. I would drive up to get him and bring him home, but I would have to stop at the bookstore. The fact that the bookstore is there is just like a side. It's really helping a friend. It's not selfish at all. Right? It's just a happy byproduct that I'll get to go to the bookstore then. Daddy, help me, tell me. I don't plan to stay on super late tonight, just like 2 hours that I would have done earlier. So we'll see what we get done in those 2 hours. Alex and your right. It can be both things. I'm still helping the friend. And he was like, when he was talking to Crazy, asking, because at first he asked Crazy if he would do it like after work. Um, but it's like an hour from our house, so like an hour there and an hour back. And I was like, oh, they would get home, kind of late ish, and then we'd probably have to eat out because of the time. Um, so I was like, I can go get him. Like it's not that big of a deal. Um, it'll just be earlier. So like, when does is there a time you don't want to be picked up before, essentially? Um, and he was like, well, make sure you got an empty gas tank, because he was like, I'll pay you gas, and we're like, no, don't worry about it. And he's like, no, you're not going to get out of it. Like, my dad will not let you leave without giving you gas money. You don't have to be happy about it, but he's not going to leave without giving you gas money. So he's like, make sure your car's on like empty when you get here so he can fill it up.
He's got another water tank.
A wild dotier is loose in chat. I should count how many stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, what am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, good. I am on the right path. Like, I knew it was supposed to touch the corner, but then I was like, I should count how many stitches in case it's not correct. Then I can figure out where I went wrong. I don't have a hydrate. I gotta grab something. I finished it when I was eating dinner before I started streaming, and I didn't think about grabbing another one. Stickety snacky, hydrate, and briquette tax. Okay. Ooh, I caught it. Sounded crazy. Woohoo! Okay, let me do these last couple stitches and then I'll do brick tacks. Because I'm gonna have to figure out where to go. Really, if I have enough thread to go anywhere or where to go. like left on this needle. So
Then are dish towels, one or
don't fail me now. Oh, I forgot. I gotta open that brick text on the computer because I still cannot find the feckin' booklet. Welcome in, Fantasy. Congrats on third. I have like dug all underneath the computer and I have no idea where this booklet went. So this is where we were. We're kind of close for the brick jacks. No, she wasn't in here. This time it's not her fault. This time. She did climb in the window again between the kitchen and the office. We need to find an in between size between the other piece of like wood or whatever I used to prop open that window and the one Crazy does, because the one he does opens wide enough for her to climb in. Like she'll climb onto the kitchen counter and then climb around the sink and then get underneath the window and come in here. Because this is like the built onto the back of the house part, so she can do it that way. But the one I use is like, yeah, something, because it doesn't have a screen. I guess we could find like a window screen to put there. You know, something so that she stops like just coming through there. Ooh, excuse me. And it isn't so much that we're like, hey, we don't want you to climb through there. It's that there's a shelf of Legos right up to it, right? Because it's not like anybody's gonna see and like do anything with that window. And so then she climbs onto a shelf of Legos, and you're like, no. Okay, so we did this. Oop. I guess the best would be to try to go back down here to this corner. Yes, I gotta put something there so she'll stop. And like whatever, it's an old window, right? But you don't have to really worry about replacing it because it's inside now. And so it doesn't like stay up on its own. That's the real problem, is that it doesn't stay up on its own anymore. Where you could like, just open it however much you want. It's you got to prop it open. So Crazy sent me a thing, like a link. It was like not an air conditioner unit, not that at all, but it was like this little thing you put in the window and it's got like two fans on it just to keep the air moving. And I was like, I don't know, we don't need that there. But maybe that would be like the best combination, Like it would hold the window open more, maybe more than we needed, but it would allow airflow and keep the window open. So I gotta look at it again and see how much it was. Cause you like just plugged it in and it went to town like a fan. Or you could, just not plug it in and it doesn't have to be a fan, but. So Carrot was talking earlier about like, how long he does his thread. I don't know how I started it, but I pull it once and then twice, and that's the length of my thread. I don't know why. I don't know when I started doing that, but that's how I decided. I'm almost need black. Getting low. So I think I'm gonna go put those bees that I made on my fourth wall for like $10 each, plus shipping, of course. I have a loose piece of skin here. I'm not sure how what like if there's a way I can put it because like inventory, I only have one of each done, right? But they don't take very much to make, so like very much time, even for me. Has Joe asked for his tea yet, or is he gonna wait until you're like, "Hey, punk, it's time for bed," and then he's gonna be like, "I would like some dinner." One pass, so it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay. That too. Let me do this. I do like that the black was kind of first though, because it gives us a good gauge for like how far over and up and such.
If anybody's near a video, the 8 o'clock is something go off for slash we're never going to get their activity or not.
It's not.
Hopefully.
I need to go down. So, has anybody found any good TV shows lately? Because what your typical once a week shows won't start for a bit yet. He's already in bed. We had tea at my mom's. She did a roast. Ooh, Crazy did a roast. What's today? Tuesday. He did a roast Sunday, and then yesterday he made ribs and corn and baked potatoes. I cheaped out and I made chicken salad tonight. Like Caesar salad type thing. I don't know what I'm gonna make tomorrow. That's tomorrow's problem. That's future me's worry. Listen, I wish somebody would have informed me that when you had a family, you had to decide what they ate every day. I certainly wouldn't have had children had I really thought about that prospect. It's bad enough deciding what I want to eat every day, but then like what everybody will eat and then actually making it every day. That should be a vote for birth control right there. At least for me, it would have been a vote for birth control. We're gonna have ads in about 30 seconds. They're gonna go for 3 minutes, and then we'll be back and good for another hour. They're annoying, but they get rid of pre rolls, so we deal with them. Um, Hopefully you stick around. If not, I completely understand. Um, if you have turbo, you don't get ads, and if you sub, you don't get ads. It's not like some gimmick to get you to sub. It's just a bonus of subbing. And I try not to work during ads. That way you don't really miss anything. I don't think you're gonna miss anything on this, so I'll probably just keep going. But typically I don't build a Lego during the ads. Video games, it depends on where we're at in the game. Um, oh, crazy! Did you take your beer to work? Crazy. I don't think he's hearing me. He's got headphones on though. Oh no. Oh, I was looking for it today to show them, but I didn't see it on your desk. Oh, he had it over there. It's a beer bee. This was the fourth bee. The wings are not as good as well affixed to this one as the other ones, but it was the first one I made. It's a this is how she has it in the pattern. This is how she spells it. That's how she has it written in the pattern. It's like a mug of beer, but it's a bee. It's a beer. Its wings are not as wonderfully affixed as my the ones following this one, but it was like a test run. It was my first one, so it's like a beer can. Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but she's got it's like B or I don't know, like because the bee nut butter and jelly or the cooked bee and milk, like you could hear the bee, but I don't know how to do it, how to like pronounce it so that you really notice it with this. Yeah. Alex always has super quick ads. Beer. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's a beer. Now I have to decide what pattern I'm getting next. She has one that has dessert, so like a Cakealosaurus and a Piceratops, and then it's a Choco Tacosaurus. And she has one that's like a crab cake. And these were minis. his chops. I know. Imagine all the crafting I would have to stop doing if Crazy lost his job. Listen, I might have to make an OnlyFans if Crazy loses his job. It'll be how we pay the bills. It'll be boob pics. Listen, everybody wants to blame the girl on OnlyFans, but nobody wants to talk about how the guys are buying them, and without them, there'd be nothing for her to sell. Like, right? I've got a backup plan. I'll just sell boob pics. I don't have pretty feet, but I've got huge tracts of land. Right? Like you wanna I mean, I assume you mean what I said about them blaming the girls. Everybody wants to blame these girls. Well, you're selling your body. Yeah, but if there wasn't somebody to buy it, she couldn't sell anything.
What's that? Yep. Look at all the good stuff. There's the mess in the floor.
You know?
We even got two more pallets and two more thick rope.
Right? And sex in its many forms has been being sold since the beginning of time. Prostitution is or any kind of sex work is
Mm-hmm.
literally one of the oldest professions there is. If there wasn't somebody to buy it, it would not exist. So blaming the women, whether they be strippers, girls on OnlyFans, porn stars, whatever, I think it is contrary because nobody's talking about the people who make it a profitable business, which is the men or even other women who buy it, who are paying for it. Yeah. So my backup plan is OnlyFans and selling boob pics. And I 100% would not be ashamed. I wouldn't shout it from the rooftops, but also if people found out, then they found out. Trust me, there's plenty of people out there doing, you know, things that are more underhanded or illegal to get their dollars, and nobody's saying anything to them. No face though, because just boobs, just pictures of boobs. I do joke a lot that I would make an OnlyFans site and call it Only Nudes or call it Nudes, and then when they got past the paywall, it'd be just pictures of Noodle. Technically, not a lie. Her nickname is Nudes. We would call it Send Nudes, and once they got past that paywall, it'd just be pictures of a tuxedo cat. I would 100% not feel guilty for taking their money either.
I want to go to the food warehouses and steal all that rotten food and throw in compost.
For the light me home. Like you dirty boy. If you weren't trying to get something, you wouldn't have been scammed. And technically, not a scam. Her name is Nudes. We say that. We call her Nudes. Just because it's not the nudes you were thinking of, it's not my problem. Because I don't think it says anywhere in OnlyFans that it has to be like,
I
pornographic.
just picked up the two that I found. I like the oil filters though. I see somebody else picked them up.
I've never looked, but I don't think it's in like their agreement or whatever. One, two, three, four. Okay, yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay, then one up for the next row, and
But hey, if
then
it's still fresh food, we can steal all the fresh food. If it's not fresh food, we can throw it in the compost fish.
mhm. It's like just one random black dot there, so we'll just attach it into this row.
The pipes that I found are different bathrooms. I've dismantled a bunch of toilets.
Right, I figure it's good to have a plan B.
I have it.
3, 4, 5. Thank you for the biddies, crazy. We've all now been rickrolled. I laid back down and my stomach is not happy. Very much burning. Ugh, sorry, Alex. One day I'm gonna change that from a rickroll to something else, and everybody's gonna, and whoever does it is going to be very like. Put in. I'll message Choco Reacts on social media and ask him if I can use your read your Bibble. So this guy, his name's Taco Reacts, and he does a lot of like reaction videos, but he's also a boudoir photographer, right? Like, and he always like he'll watch a video and it'll be like in some way hinting, at something or just outright, and he'll be like, you guys need to read your Bibble. Turn it this way. Bring my arm back a little bit. So I let the kids pick like a first day back to school outfit, and I convinced the boy to get pants that don't look quite so hobo-ish. You know, he doesn't like jeans, whatever, but he likes to wear a lot of those like basketball pants or whatever, like, and then to get him to wear pants that look semi presentable, he's always like, oh. So we found a compromise between the two, and but then he picked a Halloween shirt for like his first day of school shirt, and I was like, you know what? It's not worth arguing about. I don't care. So it's like a Pikachu and a pumpkin. It says Happy Halloween on it. I wound up having to order fantasies because she liked this dress, but they didn't have it in her size, so I just ordered it off the website. We tried it on, like they had the same dress but like in a different color. And we tried it on in that other color she didn't want to make sure it was the right size. And then I just ordered the one she wanted. Yes, that's right. But I didn't really buy school supplies because the last 2 years I've gone and I've bought everything off the dang list, and then they didn't use like any of it. So until they do like her open house is on Thursday, where we'll get to talk to her teachers and she can like learn the route, whatever. Um, until he goes to a couple classes, and they like specifically say, hey, you this calculator, you need these specific items for this class. I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not buying anything. I bought a couple pencils and some erasers, and that was about it. And we have so much like left over from them not using it the last 2 years that I'm like, even if there is something, unless it's like a specific calculator, they probably have it here at home. And it's just a matter of like getting it into their book bag or, in Boy Wonder's case, to his desk. I like with the younger grades, so like sixth grade and below, I believe it is here in our school district. You just give them $25 and they supply your kid with everything on the school supply list. And I was like, I like that. Why can't you do that for the older kids? You know, at least as far as like binders and loose leaf paper are concerned. Spot. I'm telling you, as a mother, I have never connected with any kind of, you know, quote as much as I do that Stewie one. Like, I'm gonna murder you if you don't tell me what you want. Like, I would be a millionaire if I got paid for every time they said, Mom, Mom, Mom. $1 in the jar every time you call my name. Now, though, I'm like, when they ask, I'm like, did you look for it yourself first? Like, yeah, I looked, but I couldn't find it. Did you look or did you move things? Because visually, like, I'm gonna need you to pick something up and move it. And if you didn't look for it at all, I'm not helping you until you've tried to look for it first, and then I'll help. So you're both old enough to attempt to look for it on your own.
I am. It looks right.
Fantasy's usually pretty good. She will usually find it on her own, but Boy Wonder, he'll be like, I looked. He did not move anything. He did this. I looked. No, you did not look. You did not pick up or move anything. So we haven't gone too bad. I feel like for like an hour and whatever, I should have done more, but tis is the cross stitch business. Thank you for the hydrate. Come on, come on, wonder me who you are. So I'm loving this band right now. They're called Sleep Token. And they're classified as like a metal rock band, but their music's kind of all over the place. There we go. But I figure we will work on this after whatever we do, whatever building we do. It's like a compromise between the two, right?
I tried to get rid of weapon.
A friend told me about a game she saw somebody playing last night called Magic Inn. I put it on my wish list, but I didn't take too much of a look at the game. But she was like, I think you'd really like it based on what you play. And while I'm thinking about it, I will. It says it's a life sim management strategy, cooking, and crafting game. That does sound something like I would like. So it says reclaim glory in Magic Inn, a charming tavern life simulator. Another one. Take on the role of the exiled wizard turned innkeeper, overseeing everything from menus, rooms, guests, and staff in a fully magical, customizable inn. Engage in card battles to spark conversations and foster relationships with your guests. It is still like not fully fleshed out game, like early release, that's the word or phrase. So take that as you will. Um like I said, I have it on my wish list. We'll see. And I got Guild Wars 2 under the recommendation of Medusa. And it definitely, like, I played a little bit of it, and it definitely seems like a game I could get addicted to. So there's that. Because we were talking about WoW, World of Warcraft, which I played way back in the day. And she was like, "You'll probably like this." Well, you got me. I did. 3 more. So if anybody plays that, that's you can multiplay that. If anybody plays that, we can do that one day. Like, I know I started doing like only Lego, and then I moved to adding video games on that Sunday stream, and now I've added crafts into it too. So sometimes I still feel like bound to that, like I have to at least do some Lego, like during the week, and then I'm like, I don't know. 4, 5, 6. Like, I'm not saying I want to abandon Lego and not do it anymore. That's not what I'm saying. But it's expensive. So like alternatives or like fill in. And it's sometimes nice like to break it up, like in between large sets, do other things. Okay. We're gonna go up and connect back to this. But yeah, so I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 up. Frankly, I feel like I never know what I'm gonna do on stream. Just do random things. I'm going to try to get that poll up this week because then next week I will, depending on what's picked, I will start a bigger set. It's just which set I will start depending on like the results of the poll. And the poll is for like which set for to do next month during my affiliate anniversary stream. Excuse me. 5.
There's one less on the road.
And I'm open to doing co-streams like for a little bit of time in between on during that time too on that stream. So if there's a game that a couple of us have, or even just two of us, that you want to play together for a little bit, I am down.
Yeah, the post gate.
Okay, I think that's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5,
post.
6, 8.
Yeah, looks like there's a hole in my.
I talked to our asked Steel today, and so she said she's down to do something, which will probably be some kind of small crochet-ish thing. Maybe something else. I don't know. I do have that free to play jigsaw puzzle game too, so there's that. But I have several games that are multiplayer, so 2, 3. So I'm kind of gonna do the same thing Crazy did for his. Start with like, I don't know, like an 8-hour stream, like as the planned time, and then as you donate biddies or subs, you can extend the time. And if you donate at, I don't know what the amount is yet, but X amount of money, then you get to pick what I do for the next hour. I also hope to have all my Pokemon cards open by then from like last Halloween, and I'm gonna do like giveaways for the complete 30 deck, 30 card deck that is supposed to be in there.
That's just being graphic, there's no
I
hole.
call it a deck, but it's not really. It's just the 30 cards that were available in that last year's Halloween thing.
Alright, what do you want?
Where's Sorting Hat? Okay, let me just figure out where I am real quick. That's always a question. Where am I? There you are.
I'm right here by the chicken coop. I'm leaving them as a science group. Simplicity of the format.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta adjust my microphone when I wear this. Let me check mark off stuff on my favorite. That way I don't forget whether I've done them or not. Third biddies, hydrates. Oh, I see. You did hydrate. Oh, well, no, you did those earlier. Sorry. So I did those. I wore a sorting hat. Brick decks. Okay. Sorry, I was doing it and then it like moved down and I was like, ooh, where am I now? Okay, so we. Oh, no, wrong arrow. We got that. Okay. Now we need these two. Oh, nope, you're not a long one. You're a long one. And the ones I kept picking up last time. And now we want to put these on either end. And then this across the top. So this is for right now. And this is gonna be like the where did I put it? The lid essentially. I must have clipped a piece of hair in there. Essentially it's eventually gonna be the lid. I'm gonna leave that there because otherwise I confuse myself on the step I'm on. Just one on it. But yeah, so I kind of have a fleshed out plan for next month. It's like the first Saturday in September. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it on Saturday because if I do it on Saturday and it's winds up being a 24-hour stream, then I'm not going to stream on Sunday because obviously sleep. So I have to look at calendars and stuff and see, like, stuff. But roughly within those couple days is when it's gonna be. A wild Spinda is loose in chat. The reason I came up instead of going around is because it'll go up to where we were, but then around the wing, and I can come back and do around the tail. So, or somewhere thereabouts as we have to put another piece of thread on. So, I kind of have a plan, and that's really all that matters. At least somewhat of a plan. But that is the plan this week, is to try to get as much of a kind of flushed out, because once school starts, it gets busy and then I'll lose track of time before I know it'll be like 2 days before the stream. So I'm trying to get like mostly flushed out plan in place. Thank you. It is supposed to be like a fire and ice dragon type thing. So I was supposed to do this earlier, but my internet had other plans. But welcome in Wargaming. And you know what? I have a video that is supposed to play when you come in. I don't know why it's not working. Let's go to events, find your name. Viewer arrives, Twitch, like the first time you check. No, like I put. Yeah, I was supposed to. I do this earlier. No, I don't think so. It's because I clipped a video. Like it's a video I made, so I don't understand what's happening. Edit, because it's supposed to do this. Oh, that's boo. It's not supposed to do that. Rude. I'm gonna have to figure a way around that. Oh, don't you worry. I'll figure a way around it. It's supposed to say like guard your balls or something like that. It's you doing your Pokemon guard your balls or ready your balls.
Wow, we have 7.4 under that 65. That's impressive.
That's but I think it's cute. And so I was like, he would love it if I put your guard your balls. Oh, fix it.
Look at that tree growing.
Yeah, yeah, like brace your balls or something like that. Yeah, it's something like that. I'll figure it out. I'll fix it. But yeah, I was supposed to do this earlier, and I did. I built the boathouse that goes with the new Great Hall. You know, like it connects to it. And I was like, it's small, and then we'll start this for the stitch along. And my internet had other ideas. I am doing well. We are ready for the school to start next week. I'm not ready mentally because who needs to get up at that? Nobody likes getting up early. I am not a morning person unless I absolutely have to be. And then I'm not particularly happy about it, but I'm up. Uh so next week starts the early mornings again. But so I did that and then I was like, I'll start on this stitch along cross stitch. And then the internet had other plans and I wasn't thinking about it, but through our internet company, we have like a backup internet. So like if a storm comes and knocks the internet out, we have like a backup internet. And so when the internet dropped, the backup internet picked it up. And it's not really meant to stream on, it's just enough to like send emails and so that your phone is on Wi-Fi versus data. Yeah, you guys start later. Like Fantasy found out last Wednesday what her schedule was, and the boy didn't find out to this past weekend. Um, but yeah, they start next Tuesday. Um, so I didn't realize that we were on backup internet. I just thought it went down and then came back. And so I kept trying to stream and it was like all wonky and like you could hear me, but the video was herky jerky. So when my husband got home from work, I was like, oh my God, help me figure out if like a setting got messed up or whatever. And it was just that we were on backup internet. So I figured I would come back on after dinner and just do like the 2 hours that I would have had left over basically of the stream earlier and do my little bit of cross stitch that I planned to do earlier. So in Carrot Cleric's stream, listen, I'm from Pennsylvania and we either started like a day or two before Labor Day and then we would have it off, or we started after. We started late. Like compared to what my kids have started like since they started school. But I figured this way, and originally I was like, I told him I was like, oh, maybe I'll just do it tomorrow. But then he was like, you have to help our. You said you were gonna help our friend, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. So I just came back on tonight. Either way, it wouldn't have been like a normal full length stream. It would have just been, the catch up. But it's a little. I found this pattern for free on Pinterest. And so when they talked about the stitch along, they wanted something simple and free. So I submitted this, and a couple other people submitted different, like, cheap and free patterns. And then we voted, and this one got chosen. And why not? It's a dragon. It's adorable. But this is for the stitch along that is going on in Carrot's stolen Discord. This is the first one, so we wanted something simple because some of the people who wanted to do it had never cross stitched before. So you don't want to throw this like big giant project at them. Plus, Carrot had never hosted like a stitch along before. So the consensus became do something simple and easy the first time, and then we can kind of get feedback on it from that, and then we can all agree how to go forward, like with the next one. So this one really isn't like, because I know stitch alongs, no matter what they're for, are usually like, do this part between this week and next week, and if you have questions, the group's there to help you, which is still kind of the same. It's just we're not saying like do a specific amount of stitches this week, next week, and then do the next and the next, because it's only like something like 65 stitches wide and high. So these, you can stab yourself with these needles, but they're dull. They're not sharp like regular sewing needles. Embroidery needles are duller. And I cross stitched many years ago a lot. Um, and so I'm used to, like, I can find the holes without like turning it over and stuff. I has the experience. But it is definitely like you get faster, better, whatever, more used to it, I guess, is more the key phrase. Like you figure out how to do it without turning it over and things like that. But Carrot kept talking about cross stitching just in general, and I was like, mate, I used to do that, and I gave all the stuff to my mother-in-law because she cross stitched too, and I was like, I haven't been doing it, and we just keep lugging it with each move. So why don't you take it? And it turns out she did take it, but she just stuck it in her attic and didn't use it. So I was like, you still have that cross stitch stuff? And she was like, yeah, it's in the attic. And I was like, I'm gonna start cross stitching again. It's more of the same, just follow the directions. Oh, I know I put the bees in your group, but this is what they look like. Bees. They're about, yeah, they use a blunt needle versus a stabby sharp one. This is the peanut butter and jelly. And then this is the cook bees and milk. And then this is the shush bee, like sushi. And these are the mini versions. The same lady sells a pattern for like full sized ones, and they're ginormous. I told my daughter that you said I should throw them at her and the kids and crazy, and she was like, "You can't throw the bees at us. He just wants you to throw them at Dad." They are super cute. I am pretty like confident that I'm gonna stick them on my fourth wall for like $10 a piece. Of course, people can go through Discord and ask for them too. The bees need to fly, because there's all kind of extra fees with fourth wall, which I feel bad about because I am making them, so it's not like you know. Well, actually, I don't know how the stuff works. I know like when you buy T-shirts and stuff through fourth wall, there's the extra fees and whatnot, but I'm not sure how it works like that when you make the item yourself. I just know you can put them on there. I guess I need to read that part and see how it works. One, two, and
I like how close the Lamborghini is to the trailer. I can see it there from the trailer.
and then I just kind of like I downloaded the pattern and did the like with the print screen and put it in Paint so I can like check off the dots. Okay. I'm here. And one, two, three down. Two,
Alright.
three.
Best put that work on everybody's cars. That's the try.
Okay. Sorry, we're at the skip and hope I wind up at the right spot. There we go. So this is like the where it connects to the back, and then this was like under the chin, chest, legs. It's a rump, but not the tail, and then you go up. So yeah, I was trying to connect like, well, I guess that's this part isn't the wing. It's let me roll back up. It's kind of the wing. It's like a mix of the wing and the back of the head because it's got like fiery, like almost like flame kind of stuff coming out the back of the head. So this is like a combination of the two. So going this way is kind of the wing. So I'm hoping to like, I don't know, see where I wind up. If that makes sense. I should try to put it in the like so you can see what I'm the picture. Trying to do it where I don't have to like jump a bunch and like waste thread trying to like connect it. Let me do this and then let's see. I can go to what is it? This way. You won't see me, but that's okay. Then I can add a no, I don't want a sound clip or the thing. I don't want to share my monitor. Media image. That's well, I don't know if they really have it as an image, but that's all right. It'll work. Obviously, I'm going to make it smaller, but it'll give you kind of an idea.
Right.
That's, I know it's not a very good picture. I should download a better picture for while I'm working on it. But that at least kind of gives you an idea about what it's supposed to look like. And I'm probably just going to finish out this piece of thread I have with a couple more stitches, and then I'll be done because that'll be about the 2 hours I would have streamed earlier. Yeah, I was like, it's got all the lines in it because it's just like the pattern, but it gives you a rough idea, at least for right now, of what it's supposed to look like. And I know Carrot worked on his a little bit yesterday during his stream. Um, and I think some of the other people that are streamers as well, some are going to do it on their stream, some are just going to like keep up to date, like in their Discord. And my plan is to do a little bit during the week, like after I do my Lego build, work on it a little bit, and then take a picture. There's 10 different color threads in this pattern, and I'm just gonna use. I'm not varying from what like the pattern calls for. Like I think some people plan on making their dragon like different colors, and that works. I mean, you could totally do whatever you want. I'm just following the pattern. So I just bought the colors the pattern calls for, but yeah, it's supposed to have like orange. It's really not. I think the last one I had was like 30. Where's I don't know where the last one I had is. It's somewhere. But I did this one and there were like 20 some colors in it, maybe more. The last one I did was a capybara with her baby capybara in like water with some like flowers and like butterflies. But I have a bunch of like cross stitch magazines from when I lived in England, and I get the digital copies of them like through Barnes and Nobles now, and that's where I got the capybara one from the digital ones, and I did that car countryside one from some of the magazines I have from when I lived in England. They sell the same magazines here in like Barnes and Nobles and stuff, but they're like $15-$20 a magazine, and that's a little pricey. The digital copies are like $4. So I just get the digital copies. But yeah. So we didn't do too bad. We got like some in here, this mouth down around the legs, around the rump, and back up. Not bad for 2 hours. It's one of those things like I look at it and I'm like, I feel like I should have gotten more done in 2 hours. And then I'm like, but that's not too bad. And I really only had wound up having to buy like three, maybe four colors. The rest I had. And I bought this fabric because it's sparkly. It's got sparkles in it, and a dragon needs sparkles. Make sure I got that right. I have little like needle threaders, but most of the time I don't need them. I can just do it. Every once in a while, it decides that it's going to be difficult, and this is probably that time as I'm talking about how I don't need them. Come on. But I just bought these. They have, I mean, all different kinds of needle threaders. I just bought this kind. It's like a thin wire. You just get your threads in there and then bloop. Well, if you want to do it crazy, it's not like I don't already have all the things to do this pattern. And then I'll just get the next thread started, that way it's ready to go. But yeah, this week is the last week that I'm at this time, like the 11, my normal time that I've been doing, 11 to 4. And then when they start back up to school, I just move it up an hour, so I'll do like 11 to 2. I do an hour less and an hour earlier, at least for like the first month, till my daughter gets her extracurriculars kind of settled and decided on. Um, and then it may change again, one or both days. Because it really depends on when I have to pick her up from the bus, like, or not from the bus, but from school. We live 5 minutes from the school. If she took the bus, she would not get home for an hour after school, and that's just ridiculous. So I just, go get in the pickup lane and pick her up. Oh, okay, we've softened up a little bit. Okay, so that is where we're gonna stop and hit the little savey button. File, save as. And I will try to get a better picture so that way you can, you guys see a better picture while I'm doing the stitching. I say try. There's better ones on the website. I just didn't think about like copy pasting it or downloading it. Um, so that let us find. Oh, let me take this hat off. Let us find somebody who is doing cross stitch or crafts or something, since that's what we were doing. Um, let's type in cross stitch. Her tag is only hands. That's hilarious. Or their tag is only hands. Snooze. Uh, okay. There doesn't really Let's do same category, makers and crafting. Her says team poor decisions is her tag. I am there for that. I don't know what she's making, but it says team poor decisions. So I think we're gonna go with them. Disjointed images. But thank you everyone for tuning in for my little impromptu late night stream. Sorry about earlier, and the internet just like cut out, and I didn't know why it cut out. I just thought, I don't know. But hopefully you guys enjoyed being here for this little bit of time. I will be back Tuesday at noon. Do my noon to 4 like normal. um we'll be doing, I don't know, something, and then this, maybe another, probably another small set, because I've got several small Harry Potter sets that I've been hanging on to, going, oh, when I get the Great Hall and they all go together, I'll build them then. But I don't have the Great Hall yet, and things, so I'll probably do one or two, depending on how small they are, of the Harry Potter sets, and then we'll go back to cross stitching, or maybe I'll just do one, no matter how small it is, and we'll just go to the cross stitching. But thank you, everybody was here. Thank you, Wargaming. Thank you, Crazy, for the biddies. Thank you to Anonymous for the 5 subs. You guys are fantastic. Thank you, whoever Anonymous was. It's totally fine that you don't want to be acknowledged by name. It's great. I just love that you wanted to gift my community subs. So thank you so much. We're going to go to stream ending and then click start raid. And then I will attempt to do the words correctly. Disjointed images. Did I do that right? I think I did. But hopefully I will see you in somebody else's stream, or in my stream on Thursday, or in your own stream if you stream as well. Thank you again for everybody who hung out tonight. And you know, we have our own brand of kind of cozy chaos, as we like to dub it. Just, the weird music and cross stitching. But yes, thank you so much, guys. I love everybody, whether you talk for 5 minutes or the whole time, or you don't talk at all. I'm just happy you choose to spend your time with me. So have a great evening, and hopefully your week goes well till I see you again.